Central Siberia, the basin of the Stony Tunguska River, June 30th, 1908. 7:17 in the morning, local time. A column of blue-white light slants across the cold, pre-dawn sky from southeast to northwest. Russian villagers 70 kilometers away will later describe a sky split in two. Evenki reindeer-herders 30 kilometers from the epicenter are knocked off their feet by the blast wave. Their conical tents are pulled into the air, their reindeer scatter. Then the silence. When Soviet expeditions reach the site 19 years later, in 1927, they find a flattened forest. 80 million pine and spruce trees lie on the taiga floor, all of them pointing outward from a single central spot in a vast wheel-spoke radial pattern. The damage covers 2,000 square kilometers, but there is no crater, there is no body, there is no fragment of any rock to recover. 3 theories survive the centuries since. The first, a small stony asteroid, a rocky body 50 to 80 meters across, enters the upper atmosphere at 30 kilometers per second. Atmospheric drag and thermal stress break it apart. It detonates as an airburst 5 to 10 kilometers above the taiga. No body survives the descent. No crater forms because the energy releases in the sky. The second, a small icy comet fragment, a piece of a cometary nucleus, mostly water ice with rocky inclusions, a few hundred meters across. It vaporizes completely on entry. No body survives, no crater forms, no fragment can be recovered because nothing solid remains. The third, the outliers, Nikola Tesla's wireless transmission experiment at his Wardenclyffe tower on Long Island, gone catastrophically wrong. A microscopic meteoroid of antimatter, annihilating with the atmosphere on contact. A primordial mini black hole passing through the Earth at relativistic speed. 3 pieces of evidence. Evidence 1, the radial pattern. The 80 million trees lie outward from a single central point in concentric rings. The center of the pattern is empty. No crater, no depression, no melted rock. Whatever exploded over the Stony Tunguska River did so high enough above the ground that the energy was delivered as a downward-directed blast wave, not as an impact. Evidence 2, the global instrumental signature. Seismographs in Irkutsk, 900 kilometers from the epicenter, recorded the wave at 12:14 Greenwich Mean Time. Barographs in Western Europe recorded the air pressure wave passing twice, the second time after it had circled the planet. Evidence 3, the witnesses in the sky. Evenki-herders describe a column of fire and a sound like artillery from beyond the horizon. For 3 nights afterward, the skies over London, Berlin, and Western Russia glow bright enough at midnight to read a newspaper by. The atmospheric dust is high enough to scatter sunlight across half a continent. 3 clues eliminate 2 theories. A blast wave recorded by barographs in Western Europe traveling twice around the planet is the signature of a celestial scale energy release in the tens of megatons. No human transmitter in 1908 produced more than spark gap kilowatts. Tesla's Wardenclyffe tower was already winding down. An antimatter meteoroid would have left a radiation signature. A primordial black hole would have left a gravitational anomaly. None were detected. The third theory does not survive evidence 2. A pure icy comet of the size required would have produced a wider, more diffuse damage pattern, breaking up across a longer descent column and spreading the energy across hundreds of kilometers. The Tunguska damage is tight. It is focused. The radial pattern at the epicenter is consistent with a denser, more cohesive body that held together until a single deep airburst. The second theory does not survive evidence 1. A 50 to 80 meter stony asteroid entering the atmosphere at 30 kilometers per second, breaking up at 5 to 10 kilometers altitude, and detonating in a single megaton-scale airburst. This is what the Sandia hydrocode simulation reproduces. The tight radial pattern, the empty epicenter, the global pressure wave, the Evenki witness accounts, the white nights of high-altitude dust scattering across Europe. What modern planetary science accepts. A small stony asteroid airburst at 5 to 10 kilometers above the Stony Tunguska River at 7:17 on the morning of June 30th, 1908. The Mark Bosloff simulation at Sandia National Laboratories in 2007 reproduces every signature within published uncertainty. But the case remains open in one sense. No macroscopic fragment of the body has ever been recovered. No impact crater was ever mapped at the epicenter. Microscopic possible meteoritic traces have been found in tree resin and soil samples. Debated, never confirmed. The verdict rests on the simulation. it does not rest on the rock. The Tunguska event remains the largest impact event of the modern instrumental era, and the only one of its scale for which the body itself was never held in human hands. Next time on Quiet Hours, Liverpool, England, January 20th, 1931. A telephone call from a man calling himself Qualtra lures a chess club secretary across the city. He returns home to find his wife Julia beaten to death in their parlor. The Wallace Murder. Subscribe for the case's history never solved.